What's up, heathens? How ya doing? Tonight we are going after a call for an uprising, and it was because he did a video recently where he calls me out and he says some not so nice things about me. His fans have said not so nice things about me.
Or me.
Or KC, yeah, sorry, yeah, I forgot. They go after KC too, I'm sorry, honey.
That's alright.
We're gonna go over those comments as well. So tonight's gonna be a very fat-filled extravaganza full of donuts and shit coming out of my asshole, so I hope that you're prepared. I know my ass is.
I saw somebody send me this thing. It was the stupidest video I've ever seen in my life. From some guy who just thinks he's funny. He's cursing the whole time. Let me pull him up on my screen. Hang on. The Godless engineer. So some atheist guy who pretty much all his content is going through people like my videos and stuff and calling us crazy. Most of the time, these people are Freemasons. You'll find that they're connected to Freemasonry. Their job is to do this, to be humorous, to like, now I don't know what this guy is. He says that he's godless. He's an engineer. I don't know what he's an engineer of. Maybe at Dunkin' Donuts.
Call for an Uprising did not like my take on his particular take of the blue light, the New York blue light. So we're going to be going over his response to me, and where he doesn't actually show my video, he just talks shit about me. So we're going to be discussing that. And of course we have Today I learned that Project Bue Beam is actually a recycled Star Trek script written by Gene Roddenberry in 1975. A flying saucer was programmed to fool a planet's population with fake prophets like Jesus by telepathically showing the prophets to them. Eventually, this was rewritten into Star Trek The Next Generation episode called Devil's Due. Now, with this one, they actually reused a lot of elements from the unused script in other parts of the Star Trek universe, in other episodes and movies and everything like that. Like, for instance, Star Trek V, The Voyage Home, the one where they go back into the past and everything, that portions of that were lifted from this unused script. And they wrote it in 1975. The guy who came up with Project Bue Beam did so in 1994. Just before that, Gene Roddenberry, somebody came out with a book about him and Star Trek, in which it espoused this whole script idea. And there's a nice, I believe I have the link down there, possibly, where you can go to it. It's the Project Bue Beam link. You can go down there, you can look at it, and it totally maps out how the Project Bue Beam, like all of the steps and everything, matches up with Gene Roddenberry's idea. Yep, a little bit of a topical thing. You're gonna need cream there, you conspiracy theorist people, but it is not a true thing at all. It was Star Trek. Did I say it right that time?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting better at this whole pronunciation shit. Now on to our video tonight. Now listen, I do not want you guys to think that this video has any actual academic value whatsoever. Like, not even me telling you like anything about what this guy says is going to be academic at all. So just keep that in mind. Now, in case, you know, you're not reading the Project Bue Beam link down there, what I will say about Project Bue Beam, other than that it's, you know, it's a full of shit kind of thing, but Project Bue Beam is a conspiracy theory that was promoted at the beginning of 1994, or in 1994, and basically it's about how the government or the New World Order is going to bring about a new age where they're going to instill a new one world religion by, like, basically holographically projecting the Antichrist into the skies and convince everybody to follow this new religion, and they're going to do it through technological means, and it's going to be like the second coming of Christ, and it's going to convince everybody that the rapture's happening or the end of the world's going on or whatnot, and it's basically made up bullshit, primarily from Gene Roddenberry, obviously. So this is all science fiction, but people like a call for an uprising and his followers and other conspiracy theorists think that it's legitimately a real thing. So we're going to be going through like his little lowbrow review of me, but let's get on into a call for an uprising. Let's see what he's got to say, shall we? First of all, federal warning, okay? Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, blah, 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 blah. They put this here thinking that it protects them. It doesn't. You can put as many warnings at the beginning of videos that you want to. It is not going to protect you, okay?
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show.
Oh, I feel welcome to call for an uprising. You have no idea. When I heard that you responded to me, whoo, my dick raised up and I got giddy as shit.
Recently, I did a video talking about, and many people did, about the blue sky, the thing that happened in New York. My opinion on it was it could have been some type of testing for Project Bue Beam. Now, I could be wrong on that. A lot of people have given their theories. A lot of people are allowed to have their own opinions on it. But one thing I know for sure is Project Bue Beam is real, okay? This is documented by the Central Intelligence Agency.
No, it's not. It's fucking Star Trek, you dumb son of a bitch. Oh, wait, sorry. You fucking idiot.
Ding.
Okay? They're not hiding these types of things. The fact that we have all this mind control with alien invasions and all that stuff, the speeches that have been given from presidents such as Ronald Reagan about alien invasion, all the stuff I've showed you, right? I don't need to get into a long rant about it, but look at this article that comes out on CNN. Now there's another one of these, tests, experiments in the sky, this time in Santa Barbara, and they're doing exactly what I said. They're saying, don't worry, it's not an alien invasion, right? They're deflecting. That was the same exact narrative, the repetition that came out with what happened in Manhattan.
Okay, yes, because people freaked out over what happened in New York. So, I mean, they let people know, hey, crazy shit's gonna happen in the sky, so don't freak out because it's not aliens. All it is a rocket launch. That was all. Like, it's not even something that's going to be weird. I'm guessing that there was probably overcast or whatnot, like clouds in the sky and everything. So I can only assume that they put it out there because there was a potential for light to be reflected and it looked a lot weirder than it actually was.
Right? Some people thought maybe it was some type of laser. I mean, yet listen, there's a lot of things that people can speculate on and people try to debunk it and they go back and forth. Okay, I don't get deep into it from the, the standpoint of speculating on something I can't prove, such as, beams coming from the sky and things like that. It could have been lighting or something along the...
Motherfucker, did you talk about being able to prove some shit? I mean, like, I'm not gonna say shit that I can't prove. You literally just said that Project Bue Beam's a real thing, and you have no evidence whatsoever to say that it's nothing but a Star Trek film.
Lines of, the way that if it was a real explosion, the way it happened. But nonetheless, what I look at is the narrative in the mainstream media and the repetition, right? And the symbols and all that stuff that we always talk about on this channel. Disguised over Santa Barbara County is about to look really freaky. So they're warning people that there's going to be another event in the sky, more blue, stuff in the sky. And then they tell you that what it's from is a spy satellite liftoff in California has moved into a time slot when it could create cosmic colors in the western sky and prompt outlandish and hilarious tweets and reports to local authorities, right? So by talking about this beforehand, they're already planting the seeds in people's heads that anything that is against what they're telling you this is hilarious tweets and hilarious reports, and people are going to call the police about the blue sky and say that aliens are falling and all this stuff.
Okay, so basically this is their predictive programming shtick. Anything that anybody warns anybody about can be predictive programming. Like right here, he's saying that them warning them about it is predictive programming because then people are going to see it and they're going to be like, oh, okay, I don't need to worry about that. It can never just be that they're warning people because they know what's going to happen. Like they know that it's going to look kind of crazy or it has the potential to look kind of crazy. So warning people beforehand so that they don't have a fucking freak out is apparently predictive programming when it's literally just a rocket lifting off.
Well, like we do that like out on the arsenal. Like we warn people, like they put out public notifications when there's going to be like shit exploding or...
Are you predictive programming me? That is a goddamn alien invasion that's going on out there. They're exploding this shit. They're destroying buildings out here in Alabama because the fucking aliens are going to come down and they're going to ram their fucking alien dildos up our asses.
I'm just saying when we're doing munitions or when we're doing testing and shit for the boosters and stuff, we tell people locally that they're going to be hearing it.
No, honey, it's space aliens. I mean, I'm listening to this. I'll call for an Uprising guy. Fucking space aliens, NWO, Illuminati, Antichrist shit, okay?
Right? This is what they do. This is how they mind control the masses. A lot of us get a lot of slack for some of the stuff that we talk about, which is fine. It's part of being on here. I'm used to it by now. I saw somebody send me this thing. It was the stupidest video I've ever seen in my life. From some guy who just thinks he's funny. He's cursing the whole time. Let me pull.
I just think I'm funny and I curse all the time. Motherfucker, I have 40,000 people that tell me I'm funny all the fucking time. They also tell me I'm wrong when I'm actually wrong on
true.
many occasions. KC is one of the most vocal people when I'm wrong.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Hey,
thanks.
It's made your content better.
It has.
I think you're funny, honey.
I know you do, hon. I don't even have to question that. You giggling as I'm just talking to myself over here like at night is more than enough reassurance.
Pull him up on my screen. Hang on. The Godless engineer. So some atheist guy who pretty much all his content is going through people like my videos and stuff and calling us crazy.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that most of my content is response videos, although, I mean, not all of my content is. Obviously, you know, some of it is the comments are every Wednesday, Tuesdays. We have the Bible podcast, which we'll be posting up tomorrow, depending on how long it takes to render. But, I mean, you know, for the most part, I do respond to people that are on the internet, but there's no problem with that. I don't understand why people have a problem with that. Like, a lot of people are like, get your own original fucking ideas. And it's like, dude, have you seen my live streams? I have original fucking ideas all the time. But they're always in response to some dumb fucking shit said on the internet.
Most of the time, these people are Freemasons. You'll find that they're connected to Freemasonry. Their job is to do this, to be humorous, to like, now I don't know what this guy is. He says that he's godless. He's an engineer. I don't know what he's an engineer of. Maybe at Dunkin' Donuts.
This motherfucker doesn't understand how I'm a diabetic. I can't have donuts. Well, I mean, I guess technically I can, but I don't because they're really bad for me.
Also, I think it's funny that he just like assumes you're a Freemason. Like, that's really a bizarre thing to assume. Can confirm, not Freemason.
But yeah, so he thinks that I just eat donuts. Like, throughout this video, he's gonna have really, really poor insults and comebacks and shit. But he thinks he's being clever. Calling me fat or making fat jokes is not clever, because obviously I'm fat. I don't need somebody to tell me I'm fat. Like, I can't really say anything about him other than he's a dumb fuck. An idiot.
To be fair, a degree in donut engineering is actually pretty funny. And I still don't know what donut engineering is.
I mean, coming up with crazy fucking I feel like that's just a baker.
Yeah.
It's like it's a food engineer. Like, I don't know. It's like sanitary engineer, food engineer,
right?
Vehicular engineer. I get, would that be a taxi driver? I don't know. Transportation engineer. That's maybe what that is. Anyways, but no, seriously, I don't eat donuts. I actually have kind of not a conservative diet, but I mean, I don't eat a lot.
And you can see he bashes Jesus in a lot of his videos and, you know, bashes Christians and stuff like that.
Okay, look, I don't necessarily bash Jesus, really. I mean, I talk about Jesus, you know, like sucking Jesus dick and all this other stuff. I get it. I get how that's not exactly appealing to a Christian mindset. It's for entertainment purposes. Like, I don't know, sucking Jesus dick, it just, I don't know, it's funny to me.
Well, and also the channel isn't geared toward appealing to Christians.
Yeah.
So, like, even though we may have some Christian followers, it's not, you know, and it's great that they listen and whatever, and having conversations with them is great, but, like, it's not geared toward that.
Yeah, I would say that my channel is definitely not geared towards a Christian mindset, but I do feel like a lot of the stuff I say, or a lot of stuff I cover, you can get behind as a Christian. But there are certain things that I don't think that a lot of my Christian base would actually watch.
I just have to laugh. Chrismer said, Caitlin Chloe, would you say it isn't engineered toward Christians?
A call for an uprising would be, no, it's engineered towards fat-ass, neckbeard, mother, stupid fucking shits.
And thinks he's cool because he can curse up a storm. Well, I don't know, if I was born a face like that, I might not believe in Jesus either.
Oh!
I love your face.
I know you love my face. My face is not all that bad, to be quite honest. Like, I've seen some fugglier motherfucks, okay? I mean, have you seen half of these flat earthers and shit out there?
But even so, ugliness or attractiveness does not have anything to do with an argument.
I know, and actually, in my videos, I've like moved far away from actually commenting on what somebody looks like. Like, actually, in the last set of videos, the 2 videos with that woman in it, I started off trying to be nice and giving her props for something.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like your necklaces. Her hair? No? Okay. Nice necklace.
That too much for you? Right, and you go through the channel. I mean, just horrendous stuff, unentertaining. It's supposed to be an entertainment channel, right? And then channels like mine, which actually give information, they think it's a joke because they're so stupid and stuck in the Matrix.
I'm stuck in the Matrix, guys. I'm fucking Neo and shit. But yeah, so I like how he just brands me as not entertaining and how he actually provides information. But I can tell you right now, that first video that's in the list there, I provide some pretty good information about blind faith. The New York blue sky thing, I provide scientific information about electricity and how that works. And Rob Skiba's thing, I tell you how time zones actually came to be developed and how that affects the flat earthers. Young Living essential oils thing, I didn't really address too much scientific in that. That was just comments. That was just funny. Atheist energy thing, that didn't have a lot of science in it, but I did argue against the woman that was talking a bunch of crazy shit. And I mean, it goes on and on and on. You can find scientific things or educational things that I put in each one of these videos. You can find at least one thing I didn't fuck up and get wrong.
You know, they're so caught up in it and love the Matrix and science, and they try to debunk Christianity and debunk all the stuff we talk about, even though stuff like MK Ultra and the things they talk about are all documented by Central Intelligence, right?
That's not all documented by Central Intelligence. I mean, like chemtrails, I mean, that is like, they had this whole idea about how they could put some chemicals into the sky to prevent global warming or to stave off global warming, but that's not actually been implemented. And he's talking about MK Ultra. MK Ultra was a real program, but it got discontinued, but conspiracy theorists latch on to anything like that because they don't trust the government. So obviously MK Ultra is still a thing and still going on out there. So, you know, that, I mean, they just latch on to these things that they think is real, but it's not really real.
But they're feeble minds because, oh, they learned how to be an engineer or something like that. They think that they're smarter than everyone else, but they have no common sense. I mean, they have as much street smarts as tree bark, really.
They have as much tree smarts as... Oh, fuck, what did I say? He's got enough street smarts as fucking tree bark. Come on, motherfucker. You gotta do better than that, okay? Like, seriously, when I first saw this, I was laughing the entire time. Not because he's actually funny, but because of how horrible all of his insults are. I really don't have to work that hard to insult a flat earther because they just get triggered immediately, but goddamn, these are the worst insults ever. His fans, they don't have better insults. It's all just, you're fat!
Yeah, and I love the fuck you and your fucking checks list engineering degree.
Oh yeah, this is where he gets really offended by the fact that I have a higher education, which in fact I have 2 degrees. I got a bachelor's in computer engineering and a master's in software engineering, motherfucker. What do you got?
Realistically, right? So I need to sit here and curse up a storm and try to act cool like this slob. But nonetheless, it's important to know that people like this are out there, and this is what they do. Because they don't want people to think anything other than the narrative that the mainstream media is giving you, especially when they're telling you beforehand about things like this. Now, you don't think that this could be because so many people reacted to the blue skies in Manhattan the other day and so many people didn't believe what they said about a power explosion, whatever the final narrative was that they claimed, you know, and people went through it. And again, you can take whatever side you want. You know, free speech still somewhat exists, right? You don't have to agree with me on that. No, I'd say...
Okay, so, sorry, my shit disappeared. The Illuminati called me up, okay? I like how he says that people can believe differently than him. And obviously people can't, because whenever you provide an alternative answer or an alternative point of view, they immediately go on the attack. Now, with me, like, I don't immediately go on the attack. I'm like, well, how is he wrong? Why is he wrong? What's the actual information? I find it interesting that he says that people can have different ideas or whatnot. It's just as long as they're not like the actual actual answers or the actual ideas, he's fine with it, because he was asking for people's opinion about what the blue light was in the sky. As long as you didn't believe that it was just a transformer that shorted out and created an arc flash, okay? He doesn't actually want free speech other than the fact that he can't stop you from saying shit. Like, that's just it. But if he could stop me from saying the shit that I'm doing now, that I'm saying now, he would definitely stop me.
And I leaned towards Bue Beam because they have to test this stuff and experiment this stuff. Could this have been a regular one? I don't know, maybe so. But is it a coincidence that a few days later, they're coming out with the same exact narrative? The same exact narrative. Not narrative as far as it being a power plant or whatever, but they're coming out with this, oh, don't worry, there's going to be blue skies again, but it's going to be not an alien invasion, don't worry, right? Deflecting, using humor, and then this is what they get into and tell you. The launch of a Delta IV heavy rocket carrying a national office payload was moved to no earlier than Sunday, according to launch officials. The launch, delayed several times, will be from Vandenberg Air Force Base in Santa Barbara County. When a rocket goes up...
Okay, I just want to cover something right now. I see in the chat a few people that's going to be coming up in the comment section of tonight's video. If you want me to address you at all, you're going to need to pay. I'm just saying.
Super chat, motherfucker.
$5, I can recognize you, okay? $5 or more, I will answer your question.
From Vandenberg, shortly after the sun has gone down, there's strong potential for the contrail to illuminate. Wow, two key words there, contrail. So the chemtrail to illuminate, right? The illuminated ones.
I like how he connects the story of the rocket being shot up as it being a chemtrail that is carrying like some kind of illuminating, like the illuminated ones, which is what he calls the Illuminati. In conspiracy theory talk, it's Illuminati. Apparently, it's an Illuminati payload that's being shot up into the air that's actually chemtrails. We've decoded it. He's a fucking idiot, but you know what? We decoded it. He thinks that the rocket being shot up is an Illuminati rocket that is carrying a payload of chemicals that's spraying chemtrails in the air. That's what it is. Fucking idiot reason.
One of the retired sergeants from the California Highway Patrol worked directly under the path of Vandenberg rocket launches for 30 years and told CNN he was once asked whether a contrail was the Northern Lights. He said, I had everything from flying saucers to religious nuts saying it was the rapture to he didn't say nuts, religious people saying it was the rapture, and the Russians are attacked, right? So again, they're mixing us into it, right? Any of us who believe, in Jesus, we're thinking it's the rapture. Any of us who happen to, believe in a government conspiracy, which everyone should. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to think that there aren't people above, everybody's goal when they go like at work and stuff like that is what? To strive to make more money, to be higher up in the company. Nobody goes there and just goes, I want to make less money. And I don't want to improve my worth with the company because I just want to sit here and waste my time every day for the next 60 years and then die of cancer, right?
This is a very unique narrative that he's painting right here. Because, he's talking about some fictional person that wants to move up in their company and get a better standing in their company and make more money and all this other stuff. And then apparently the other side is, which is a false dichotomy, by the way, the other side is work for 60 years and die of cancer. Like, those are your two options, motherfucker. You're either a greedy sumbitch or you die of cancer after 60 years of hard work. Like, those are your two things. False dichotomy is a motherfucker. He's painting it as if having ambition is a bad thing. Having ambition in your job or in your home life, or like me here on YouTube. Me having ambition to get bigger, like on my channel, better position at where I work, which you guys are never gonna find out, just become a better person. Like, all that ambition means Illuminati and MWO, like fucking Elon Musk is part of the NWO Illuminati shit or something like that. Like, apparently that's what ambition means to this guy.
And it's blue. Why don't you have that hat on? Fuck that hat. Put that...
Easily fucking changed, bitches. Let's do this shit. I'm all blued up now. Thank you.
You don't think that there's human beings with the same instincts who want to rule and control over others and have more power and more wealth? I mean, how stupid. Yeah, that means you don't understand basic human, the basic mindset of a human. You don't understand human behavior, right? Most of these people who go after, what they would call conspiracy theorists are just complete morons. And like I said earlier, most of which are, Freemasons, Freemasons, low-level Freemasons, and they get butthurt that, we embarrass their organization. These old men walking around with bibs on, doing mock murder ceremonies in their tighty-whitey brown stain underwear. I mean, talk about the biggest losers on the planet.
Wait a second. So let me get this straight. Freemasons are old white guys that walk around in tighty-whities that they have skid marked in, and they do some kind of weird fucking bloodbath ceremonies? What the fuck is this guy on? Because it is interesting. That's like a whole nother level of fucked up conspiracy theory. Like, this is the kind of conspiracy theory that you would expect to find like a troll espousing. It's like, there's no way you're serious about this.
Freemasons. Jeez. Anyway, they go on, they talk about last year's sky show from Elon Musk and SpaceX.
Elon Musk? Like, is he calling him Ellen?
Elon. Yeah.
Well, I know it's Elon, but he didn't say that. He said Ellen.
Yeah.
So I don't know who Elon Musk is. Like, is that his fucking wife or something? The fucking rocket that's going off right here is brighter than he is. And I mean, it's on video, so it's not all that bright right now. A call for an uprising is probably in the single digits.
And now people came out after it and said all this stuff about it. Remember that around Christmas last year, they had this little fart fizz in the sky. They're telling, and it's going vertically. It's not going, it's supposed to go up to space, right? But it's not going up. It's going, it's going left to right.
Okay, so I said there was no chance for me to actually scientifically educate you guys, but apparently that's fucking wrong tonight. For one thing, you can't just send rockets straight up into fucking space. That's not how you launch rockets. For one thing, we live on a globe Earth and it's rotating. So you can't send it off perpendicular to the Earth. That would take way too much fuel and force in order to get it out there. What you do is you use the rotation of the Earth to like sling it off of the Earth. Like, you use the rotation of the Earth to keep that momentum going so that you can actually get off of the fucking Earth. That's why it's angled like that. It's being shot off at an angle that takes full advantage of the rotation of the Earth.
I should say horizontally. It's going horizontally left to right, not going vertically. I mean, oh man. It says the launch was seen from San Francisco to San Diego back then, but the mysterious light in the sky is reported to be a result of the Vandenberg Air Force Base launching the rocket to put...
Vandenberg, honey? Where the fuck is Vandenberg?
I don't know, but Vandenberg is in California.
Vandenberg, Elon Musk. I think he pronounced something else fucking wrong earlier. The only thing he knows how to say is chemtrails, Illuminati, and Freemason. At least I have a bigger vocabulary that includes curse words.
The satellite into space with no further details. So that's all we know, Somebody there tweets it out. Hey, no big deal. We're gonna go up there into the sky and stuff, they pretend like it's just some independent. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the stuff that common people, I just call them common people, right? Because they don't have any brains to think. Like this guy I showed before, Godless engineer.
I don't have any brains to think, guys, but this guy thinks that the rocket being shot from Vandenberg is a fucking Illuminati rocket that's spraying chemtrails in the air. That's what he literally thinks, with no evidence whatsoever. And what he's showing right here, I'm fairly certain he thinks is it spraying chemicals in the air. But what it's actually showing is how the rocket, as it gets closer to the vacuum of space, the gases expand because there's less pressure on the gas.
Right? Most of these guys need a push. Most of these guys need a bra, and they're sitting there and they're worrying about other people and talking about other people and how crazy we are. These people are dumber than rocks. Anybody can be.
Wait, because I need a bra, I'm dumber as rocks? Like, I don't know. Like I've got solid like A cups, I think, don't I? Or are these B's? I don't know.
Honey, I don't know. I've never really examined your. We've never gone bra shopping together.
Be trained to learn these stupid tasks that they give us. These stupid things in life that are really not needed, right? There's barely any people out there that know how to harvest, how to, create fire with their bare hand, with minimal resources.
When do you practically need this in modern society? I'm just curious because he's acting like this is needed, like skills. Like you've got to be able to make fire from fucking nothing. It's like, I'm sorry, but when I need to cook me some goddamn chicken nuggets, I just turn the oven on to about 425 and then I pop them son bitches in about 15 minutes later and then it cooks. I don't have to build fucking fire because obviously I don't live underneath an overpass, motherfucker.
Damn.
I have a real fucking job that you're shitting on right now. It's like all these motherfuckers out here with goddamn real ass goddamn jobs. They don't know what it's like to not have a real job, and the only kind of real thing that you have is you can make fire out of your dick. Something out of your dick. You can make real fire. You can fuck a stick and you can make dick. Or you can make fire. You can fuck a stick and you can make a dick and you can make fire. I mean, that's
what is happening right now. Put your hat back on and get the video going.
And they train all these zombies out there. Oh, you could be an engineer. Oh, you got a rocket science and brain surgeon and all these things that make people think it's so difficult. It's just repetition. You do it long enough and you practice long enough, you could do anything you really want. But they don't want you to know that because they want you to continue to be the mouse in the wheel and chase after things like being an actor and a musician and failing at your dreams and then working, pumping gas or something like that.
I would love to see you try to figure out how to run a web server that's running a website that's data-driven by a MySQL database, which you can make dynamic queries to in real time using the front-end PHP interface. Do it, motherfucker! I dare you! I will see you in about 15 years when you finally fucking give up because you can't figure shit out.
Also, it would be awesome if more people got into the STEM industry. Nobody is trying to hold anybody back from getting an education in the sciences. Go to fucking school and get an engineering degree and be a goddamn rocket scientist. If it's not hard, do it.
And being depressed your whole life, not that there's anything wrong with pumping gas, but making a job that wouldn't pay money because you spent your whole life trying to become a millionaire famous actor or something like that. And that's what they do. They just ruin and destroy lives. But anyway, here it is again, right? So we'll see, how much more of this type of thing and testing is going to be going on because that's how these rocket launch things. I'm not getting into it with people that are believing in we're going to Mars and all that stuff. I mean, you really, there's truthers who defend going to Mars and think it's real. It's hilarious. Absolutely. They're like, I had one guy, I won't even say his name. He knows who he is, saying, where's your proof? It's like, where's your proof?
The guy, the guy I'm talking about. I can't remember his name right now because my brain is high on Illuminati shit.
But you know who you fucking are.
You know who you fucking are, bitch. So I gave my evidence, not just that Project Bue Beam is bullshit because I gave that evidence tonight, but for the New York blue light, I showed a video where it actually had a person on the ground looking right across the street from the power surge, or not surge, but the shortage that caused the arc flash. I had a video in my video that showed the actual thing. And then I explained how that thing worked and why the sky was lit up. So I have evidence. I have better evidence than you have fucking evidence because mine is based on scientific fucking evidence. Your evidence is based off of a crazy guy back in 1994 who read apparently a Star Trek trash script that was never made into a movie, and then he retooled it for his own fucking conspiracy-laden bullshit use. So I'm not the idiot here. You're the fucking idiot.
The fact that they're coming out and they're warning about this, and at the same time they're saying it's not an alien invasion, don't listen to anything anyone says, means that they're guilty of something, right? Otherwise, just throw the thing up there. But they're coming out beforehand and they're going, don't listen to anything anyone says. We're telling you what this is. Why? Because look at the reaction they got from what happened in Manhattan. Even if that was real, they saw so many people talking about Bue Beam and explaining it to people that they go, all right, well, now we got to deflect and we got to make sure that anybody that hears this knows what the narrative is.
Yes, it's a massive conspiracy. That's it.
Let me get this straight. So you're basically like this. Oh, y'all want to know what's up with the blue thing in the sky? Okay, well, I'm going to fucking tell you, all right? So listen, the government, they're going to project Jesus Christ on the atmosphere in all corners of the earth, right? And they're going to say that it's the new savior or whatnot. It's really the Antichrist. They're looking to set up a new world order. You know what they're going to do to Christians? They're going to keep them as sex slaves, especially the little kids. And then they're going to keep other people for other kinds of slavey purposes. This is all actual Project Bue Beam shit, by the way. That's what they're going to do. And then they're going to bring it all back, and then it's going to be a second coming. And that's when the new world order fucking takes over. You know what the first step is?
What?
Destroying all of our history and archaeology and shit. That's why people are ripping up the Shroud of Turin, disproving it and stuff. They're trying to go out there. This is still real Project Bue Beam bullshit, okay? I feel like I have to interject to let you know that I'm not just making shit up. This is real shit that Project Bue Beam people actually think. So they're just gonna tear up archaeology and everything like that. Then they're gonna install a new Antichrist as the new world order leader. And then he's gonna enslave everybody. And you gotta worship the dick of Satan. You're gonna have to suck that instead of sucking Jesus' dick. And you don't wanna suck that pointy motherfucker. Okay, except for the pointy Satan dick, you still have to worship Satan in the Project Bue Beam conspiracy. I'm just saying. Was that a pretty good rendition of crazy as fuck? I don't know.
Anyone that hears this, they'll immediately dismiss it, and then they'll hear crazy people like a call for an uprising saying that it's something called Project Bue Beam and that aliens aren't real. Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna hear about how you're saying it's Project Bue Beam, but you're not telling us the craziest portions of Project Bue Beam. Damn.
What crazy people that don't believe aliens are real? We believe in demons, right? So more testing in the sky, more BS from the mainstream media.
Okay, look, I don't know if anybody believes in demons in the chat, and you may very well believe in demons, but I would say that there's no evidence to suggest that demons actually are real. If you think that demons are actually aliens or something like that, or that aliens are demons or some kind of thing, I would just caution you to not believe that, like, on its face. Just because there are some explained things in this world or some bad shit happens doesn't mean that demons actually exist.
Sending a satellite up to where? Up someone's anus? I mean, come on. Is it going to your anus? Maybe it's going to Godless Engineer's anus.
Oh, maybe it's going up my anus. Jesus Christ. It could fit up my anus. I don't know. Apparently, I've got a big anus to this guy. Is talking about anus better than talking about dick? I don't know.
Well, I figure if you're not talking about one, you're talking about the other.
Maybe it's going to Godless Engineer's anus. Probably plenty of room in there. Thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.
Maybe it's up Godless Engineer's anus. It's big enough to contain it. By the way, God bless all of you and your families. Good night. Like, you can't seriously talk about how big my fucking anus is and how there's something up my ass and then be like, God bless all of you. I'm fairly certain Jesus is looking down like, oh, God damn it, I am not letting this fuck in here. He's gonna have to go down to hell. You know what that means, honey? What does going to hell mean?
Oh, pineapples up the ass.
Pineapples up the ass. That's exactly right, with no prompting whatever. All right, heathens. Well, that's gonna be it for the video tonight. If you only came to see me doing the video, then that was it. You know, after this airs, there's going to be links all around here. If you would like to hit one of those links, help me out. That would be awesome. Share this video out. That would be awesome too. Join the Skeptic Mafia if you would like to. You get all those nice emojis, all the ding emojis and everything like that for when this guy was a fucking idiot. And for the fucking idiots that are coming up in the comments section.
Oh yeah, stick around for the comments.
Stick around for the comments. But if you're leaving, don't forget to stand up, use your voice, all that kind of good shit, and we will see you heathens later.